Hi everyone, just make sure it's all working alright. Okay, seems to be good. So, hi Flipper, how's it going? I haven't got a particular plan like usual, just like we'll do something. Well, I've got some loose ideas, a couple of things we can look at, a couple of things I want to cover. Oh, hi Simon, how's it going? Oh, you proved me wrong with that bloody HP, that bloody not being an op amp. I was so sure that was an op amp. I got it wrong. Well, good job fixing that, that's pretty cool. So a couple of things I want to look at today is, well, roughly. I've got the Philips pulse generator we looked at last time. I'm still waiting for parts for that, so I can't actually do anything much with it because it's got no parts. But I can show you what I found. And yeah, so that was without circuit diagrams. I actually diagnosed, well, I managed to trace down the faulty component without diagrams, and then a couple of people sent me diagrams, or sent me manuals. So one had all the diagrams in it in high resolution, and the other one had all the alignment information in it. So actually both people did actually need a 7 information because combined it gave me everything I needed to know. That was great. Bloody DAC, yeah. DAC. Yeah, so I saw it swap that around and it moved default, so yeah, that's a good clue. But yeah, op amps I will always go first because my experience has been the op amps go quite often, especially older gear. You know, they just get old and they just give it up. So yeah, so I got that part I was going to show you with the pulse generator, and I might also look at the Keysight power supply, the one which had the smash front panel last time. I think what I might do is demonstrate how to unlock that if you don't know what the security code is. I've not done it myself yet, but I've read the manual. And, you know, as I say, RTFM. So I thought I intend to do a video on that, demonstrating how to unlock it if you don't know what the code is, because it might be helpful to people. So I'll probably read that and do that process on live stream as I'm recording it. You know, a bit of behind the scenes thing. See how much I mess it up and how much I edit it out. So that's a couple of things. That's pretty much all I actually have planned. So I'm pretty open to suggestions. I do also have my some new rollers I turned up for my 3D printer because they're worn out, so I could always replace the rollers on my printer. If you're interested in that. I don't think that'd be that exciting though, but so yeah. So who's watching? Whoever's here, go down to the chat there, or where it is. That side? Yeah, it's over there, isn't it? Go to the chat and say hello, so I know who's here. Thank you. Oh, the filter unit. Yeah, that's done. I've actually done 2 videos on that. So the what did I do for that? Sure, I've done 2 videos on that. Obviously the building of the actual cube and the filter unit. That is actually done. I did publish that one. Yeah, I did publish that one. So that's available. And I did some other testing, which I don't think I've published yet actually, which is about checking the actual airflows. And I actually had some weird readings to start with. I was doing some measurements, and it's actually going in the opposite direction from what I thought. So having a more restricted flow was giving me a higher flow rate, which didn't make any sense. And hi Andy, how's it going? Hi Paul. What it was is to do with the flow through the fan, which part of the fan it's coming from. So that's quite interesting. Yeah, you must have missed it, yeah. I was a couple of weeks ago now I did that one. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on. I'll chuck a link to it for you. I've got that page open already, you see. Where are we? There it is. April 22nd. No, wrong link on that one. There you go. Watch it later on, don't watch it now. So, yeah, I mean, it works alright. Printed okay. Yep. Oh, I'm having power surges. Just some little flicks. My UPSs over here were flicking on and off. That's a bit interesting. And again. No, I think it's alright. Light time flickering, so I can't see better. So that's those two things we can look at. One thing I've got sitting on a shelf up there, which you can see like right there, is, what's that thing? That's a fluke, isn't it? 893A. I don't think we've actually looked at that yet. I'm pretty sure I haven't had the covers off it. Yeah, it's differential voltmeter. Could have a little poke around, open up, poke around, have a look inside. I think it actually works okay. I don't think it's got any problems. It actually works. I've played around with it a little bit and it did seem to be working okay. So we might have a look at that. And I'm half tempted to look at that bloody spectrum analyzer, but I just don't have the room on the bench right now. I know that David would have been liking that if he was here. Suppose not here actually. And yeah, that's quite a big job though, so I've got this other one half started. I don't want to disturb it too much. Yeah, put out the fluke. Hey Dave, how's it going? Yeah, well, so I'll have a look at that then. We'll have a poke around inside it and see what it looks like inside. And see what we find. So it does seem to work. I've actually had it hooked up to my references and it did seem to mull out. So I think it needs calibration, but that's about it. Did seem to work. Right. So something I was going to say. What was that? Something I was going to talk about. This is going to bug me now. What was I going to talk about? Oh, it's gone. Nah, it's gone. No, sure there's something. What am I forgetting? What am I forgetting? How's the audio? Sound alright? I've got it kind of moved away from me more than normal. Try and stop the clipping. I know I've had the minus 10 dB attenuation on it, seemed to be a bit too quiet, so when I was looking at the footage from last time. Let's try and look now. What was I looking at? Ah, yes, that's right. No, but I've been recording some video on a couple of repairs of, well, I've done a few things recently actually. My back's actually killing me because I was doing some work on a lawnmower yesterday. There's 4 videos really just there. So I've got a little Magic TV. It's called Magic TV. It's a digital video recorder for live TV, right? And it replaces like the video recorders, the old tape ones, but it's a digital one. And it's been doing some weird stuff with the TV for a little while now. It's been glitching a lot, and I recorded some video on that. And I pulled the thing apart, poked around a little bit, reheated a few joints which looked a little bit suspect maybe, and no difference. I noticed there's a couple of capacitors in there didn't read right, so I ordered some caps, went back to it later on, put some new caps in, no difference. Anyway, sort of noticed that when it's the main glitching happens obviously because you're watching that unit through the TV, You get the TV can be standalone as well. The TV works fine by itself if you're watching live TV on it without going through the recorder. It's fine, doesn't play up at all. Going through to record it, it gets glitching, little boxes and stuff glitching over the screen. And then if you record stuff, it does the glitching as well. So I was like, well, is it a output from the Magic TV recorder to the TV, or is it the input on the TV? Anyway, if you were looking at, say, the menus in the Magic TV box, so it's minimised down on the actual, like the live TV screen or whatever you're playing, and it's got the main menus around it. The main menu part will be fine, no glitching, but the little window with the live TV is glitching, right? So you've got a little part of the screen is glitching, but the rest of it's absolutely fine. So I sort of made me think, oh, it's there's something to do with the Magic TV. It can't be the input, because otherwise it wouldn't be doing it at all. And so I did all that stuff, and it was fine. And we noticed that if the TV was turned off whilst it's recording something, the glitching was much better. So it's like, well, that's weird, because if the TV was on whilst it's recording, the glitching would be quite severe. But when it's off and it's recording, you get just a little bit here or there. Very minor glitching. It's like, oh, that's an interesting notice. And I watched that for a little while and just monitored that, and yeah, sure enough, that proved to be correct. So whenever the TV was on, the glitching was worse on the unit. I thought, that's weird. And because I've worked on this unit and the Magic TV, and I can't fault what's wrong with it. It's just, it's alright. I've replaced bad caps, or suspected caps. I'm not sure they were bad. I thought they were a little bit off. And so I've done a video on replacing all those parts and everything, and working on that. And yesterday I thought, right, I'm suspecting the TV now, because it seems to be when the TV's on, that box is playing up. So it might be the TV's putting out interference, which is affecting the recorder. Possible. And I did know the TV power supply is bad, because you can hear it buzzing and clicking and stuff. It's been doing that for a couple of years. Alright, TV still worked fine, so didn't worry about it. I thought, one day I'll pull it apart and look at it when it gets bad enough, or when it starts affecting the TV. Anyway, so I pulled it apart yesterday, looked at it, measured a couple of caps, nothing was bad, no bad caps in it. So using Rubicon caps in it, surprisingly. It's a Samsung TV, so it's using decent quality caps, and all the caps are fine, no sign of leakage, no bad measurements. Couldn't fault it. I even took some caps out which did measure badly, and I tested them again out of circuit, and they were fine. It's just the circuitry around them affecting them. So I thought, oh, that's weird. So what I did do is I went around and soldered all the big joints, like on the power transformers, the various devices on the power supply, the big chunky stuff which has got high current going through, big leads, because it's all through hole, or a lot of it's through hole. There's still service mount on there. I resoldered all that stuff, and the noise from the TV, once I fixed all that, tried it out, noise in the TV gone. It wasn't clicking or buzzing anymore. So it must have just been a bad joint somewhere, which I couldn't see. I actually looked all the joints, couldn't find any bad joints. So I just resoldered them, even though they looked fine, fixed it. So I thought that was quite interesting. And then I tried out the Magic TV box, and the problem's gone. So it was actually the TV causing the problem. How's that for weird? So I've done videos on that, so I'll be doing a couple of videos showing that whole process of trying to find a fault and fix a fault which wasn't there. Another one of them. That's great. Oh, mains hum. Hold on, my clip must have come off. Yes, it has. That should be slightly better. Goes on, I put the cap on the bench. Yeah, I do have a lot of radiated noise in this room from all the mains cables, and so yeah, I normally have a grounding clip on the mic to hold it down. It should be better now. Yeah, so that was a bit of an interesting find yesterday. So I fixed the TV just by resoldering joints in the power supply, even though they looked absolutely fine. I couldn't fault them. I looked at them all, I was like, nah, they're all good. I thought, well, I'll just resolder the big ones anyway, like the transformers and stuff like that, and big diodes and all that stuff. And yeah, the buzzing's gone, and Magic TV doesn't play up anymore. That's a first. Yeah. The soldering joints just don't even look bad, and it fixes it. Oh, that's not a first, but I've done that before. But having the noise of one device completely screwing up another one. Yeah. Sounds like Mike picking up through the bench. Yeah, well, it's resting on like got a folded up cloth on my bench, which is really like a cotton cloth. So the microphones all sitting on that as well to help buffer it from sound. And like Hero, how's it going? So yeah, that was an interesting find yesterday. And the other thing I was working on was my ride-on lawnmower, which I've done some video on. The steering rack was slipping. You're trying to steer and it's going clunk, clunk, and it's like, So it's been parked up for about a month or so where I couldn't use it. I was lucky to get it back in the garage last time. And so I pulled that apart yesterday, which is my back's all sore. I spent like 3 hours bent over this bloody thing. And yeah, I've done some video on that too, pulling that apart. I found a broken bracket, so I welded that up, which I've recorded, and put it all back together again, and it's all fine again now. But yeah. So I've done a few little household jobs yesterday, it was quite good. So let's have a look. Let's change bench views. See if it's going to work. I haven't checked it yet. And OBS is playing up. And there were no updates for OBS either. I checked that already this morning. There we go. No updates, and it plays up still. It's been no updates for a while. Over a month. Alright, so there's my messy bench. So you can just see on the left there, you got the Phillips standing on the floor, and the circuit board, which is the output board from the power supply, is sitting there as well. So get some bits waiting for parts. So what I'll do is I'll go to the diagram and show you what I found in that thing, since most of you were here last time following along. So let's go to the top screen. So here's one of the manuals that I got sent. I've forgotten who sent them to me now. There's one, Harold is one, and there's another guy. I think Harold sent me this one because he actually happens to be near the Fluke office. He's in the same country, you know, wasn't that far from it apparently. So he managed to find me a manual, which has got one had really good high quality schematics. One's like a high quality scan. Was that one he sent me? I might be mixed up. One's a high quality scan like this one, with really good, easy to read diagrams. The other one was a lower quality scan, but it had all the alignment information in it. So, whose probes and the ones who runs who's Yogi? Well, they're just some generic banana plugs with some insulation piercing probes on them. So, that's very observant of you. Let's just go back to that again. There you go. I'll even zoom in a little bit for you. Yeah, so it's just banana jacks to banana jack cables. And these are insulating piercing probes. And I use those because of the SMD work, and they're really good for doing SMD and getting into little things without slipping, because they've got really sharp points that dig into the solder. So I use those a lot. I use those more than any other probe. Although you have to be careful because you can stab yourself with them, and I've done that more than once. Anyway, so this is also a thing we were working on before, and I think I did a video. Yeah, and I did the first part of the video down the rabbit hole of this on my channel on Friday, a couple of days ago. I think I mentioned who sent me those diagrams, well, the manuals. I think I put it in there. So let's scroll down here. Skip all the main bits of manuals. It's really high quality. You know, look at these pictures. It's a really nice scan. That's right. This one's from my museum. This isn't Harold's one. Harold's one was different. Harold's one had all the alignment information in it. This one was from somebody else who got it from a museum. They managed to get the book and scanned it all in and sent them a scanned copy or something. Something like that. Remember all the detail, I can't remember his bloody name. I'm terrible with names. So there's power supply section. Right, so you've got regulators. It shows supply rails. Floating 40 volts. So this is what I needed to see last time when I was looking at this. Was the when I was trying to trace this out. Yeah. Known as a 40 volts between these 2 points, not from the ground reference. Over here. Because if I'd known that, I would have not been tracing it like I was. Anyway. So there's a block diagram of it. And keep going. Layout. Always in these days when it's not labelled on the bloody diagrams, on the boards. And part of the circuit diagram. Which part is that? Up amplifier. So this is the stage we're actually looking at anyway. Where is that device I'm looking for? Is it on the next page? I think it is. So I'm going to show you the part I found to be bad. No, I have lost it. Where is it? If I remember the part number too, that'd be helpful. So those bits. Hold on. Isn't that first page? It is on here somewhere. Where is it? So part number. Hold on. I was going to find out what the part number is. Oh, my back just twinged. That's helpful. Right. TS211 is what we're looking for. Let's make this bigger. So there's I keep calling it a 14 pin IC, so it's a 16 pin IC on the board here. And it's basically a transistor. I was glitching the bloody display. Okay. So it's transistor array. So 2 on 1 is this thing here, alright? This device here I found to be blown. So let's zoom out very slightly so you can hopefully put it in place in the diagram. So there's two paths that seem to be pretty much parallel which link together. You see this section up here. Where were we? I was trying to piece myself. I haven't actually studied this properly yet because I just found the other one. 2 on 1, 2 on 2. Yeah, these ones here. I think those would appear. Let me double check. Don't send you wrong. Yeah, 2 on 2. So while I was probing around, I was checking every single component. I checked all the diodes, all the caps, every transistor, just using diode mode, just checked them all in circuit. And eventually I found that this transistor here, this TS2 on 1, was reading a little bit funny, especially when I compared it to its sister part here, which is exactly the same component, doesn't it? You know, it's like a parallel part of the section of the circuitry. And that's like a push-pull system, I think. I haven't actually diagnosed that part of it. And yeah, this one measured odd. So I pulled that part out, and sure enough, it is dead. There's no actual connection between the base and emitter. There's no diode junction effect or anything. It's just nothing. It's a completely open circuit. And transistor tester says no part connected. So yeah, it just doesn't detect the part at all. And I pulled this part out as well, which is exactly the same device, and that one was fine. So I found this TS2 on 1 was blown. Now the BFW16 a bit tricky to get. You can get them, but they're a bit tricky. So, oh, hi Rodney, here's again. I thought I missed a question. Oh, I need Lenovo ThinkPad T450. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I don't tend to do those. See if I've got something. No, you never know. Someone did send me a whole bunch of stuff. I just have to remember where they are. Oh, I don't know where it is. Let me see if a little search if I can find anything for you. If I could type it in, it'd be helpful. Yeah, got nothing. Someone did send me a bunch of manuals, and that's not in there. Laptop schematics, yeah, that's a good suggestion. That's like where everything is. Always look there. There's also various forums. What's the other one I've seen has a lot of stuff on? Nah, name escapes me right now. There's a forum which comes up quite a lot to do searches for things. What was I saying? Yeah, so that part, that TS201, that BFW16, they're hard to get. But thankfully, one of my last ditch efforts is to go to UT Source. If I can't find anywhere, I'll go to UT Source, and they've got them in stock. With the genuine ones, don't know, but I've never had a problem with UT Source stuff. Everything I've purchased from there has been okay, so thankfully it's alright. So I'm waiting for those parts to turn up. And also ordered some more of the other parts as well. Sounds little voltage regulators, what they? That was in that IF stage, that power supply stage. I can't remember what it was now. I only had a few of those left, so I thought I got some more of those too. Because that's what I got them from originally. So I'm waiting for this BFW16 to turn up, and I think that once I put that in there, it will correct the problem because these do go to the output stage. Controlling this circuitry here. So it is quite important. So there's the pulse output, which is secondary. It's a bit of a weird diagram, this, wasn't it? I think it went to the left or something instead. Did something weird. What was that? It's the output stage. Those are inputs. I have lost it. There you go, pulse out is in the middle up here. Alright, so these are the IF transistors, BLX 97s. So it comes through here. So these being bad, or that one being bad, feeding into the output stage right here. Right, it passes through this one, BLX 67, which means that's probably supposed to be passing through the waveform. So yeah, so that's what I found on that thing. So I'll be doing more video on that. Obviously, once I get those parts turned up, I'll do some more. I actually have a whole bunch of video already recorded for it, but I'm going to wait until I get these parts turned up and finish it off before anymore. So then we've got the HV power supply, so I might have a look at that, shall we? And then we'll have a look at that fluke. Or should we look at the fluke first? What do you want? Power supply or fluke? Let's see your choices. We'll make a decision from that. Drinking my coffee before it goes too cold. It's already pretty cold. This leg's a bit of a pain, having to wait. Power supply, okay. One vote for power supply. Power supply. Hi Kim, how's it going? Okay, 2 out power supply. That'll do then. We'll do that. So all I'm really going to be doing with that is just showing how to get past the calibration menu, right? When it's locked out and you don't know what the code is. Cool. Another one. Okay. Let me rearrange my bench. Ow. My back is definitely tight. Let's have a look. Let's get a wide view. Get some lights on. I tend to, what I've been doing recently is actually using a different camera angle as well. So I've been having my camera on a tripod rather than directly above the bench. Doing that a lot recently. So if you see more videos like that, man. That means I have to set up extra lighting, which is a bit of a downside from that. So it's a power supply we fixed previously. Oh. They're glued together the front panel. Hopefully it stays glued together. I'll be needing that. I've got to try and record video at the same time, so I might be a bit waffly or confused. Get it set up. Right. Just trying to get the other camera set up right now. Trying to get focused. Right. That'll probably do. Biggest thing for me is trying to get focus on the other camera. It's always a bit of a pain because I tend to make mistakes with that. Not even sure if I've got this thing set up with a code on it actually, so it needs to be locked so I can demonstrate unlocking it. Fire it up, see what's got on it. Cal mode, yeah, it's not locked. Just going to put a code in. Right. Cool, that's secured. Obviously I do know what the code is in this case because I just put it in. But I'm going to try and demonstrate not having a code. Hi Cliff, how's it going? Right. I need to think about what I'm going to say. Actually, I'll put it back up again. It's a shame it doesn't stay on screen very long. It comes up very briefly. you have this problem where it's secured and you can't get into it because you don't have the coders? That thing? Maybe you should stick around and see if I can show you how to get into it and remove the security on it. Yeah, it's a bit of a shit intro, wasn't it? I try and do intro to videos now and try and record them if I remember to. And it might take me a few goes to actually get it right. Do you have this problem where your power supply is secured and you don't know what the code is to get into it? I'll show you how to unlock it. Stick around. That sounds better. Okay. So as you can see, it's all locked here, and you need to put the code in here in order to unlock it. Now, typically the code is the ID of the power supply, or the model number of the power supply. So in this case, it's 3646A, or 3646. Okay. If you've got a 3647A, then it'll be a 3647. If it's 3648, it'll be 3648. Or it's 3649, it'll be 3649. By default from the factory, it may not be that. So those are codes to try first. If those codes don't work, you just use the cursor here to go across to which one you want to put in. You put the number in, right? But if those codes don't work, invalid, right? So I'm going to go into the back here. There's actually a jumper on the main PCB at the back here. There's I've take the casing off, and there's actually designed a way to bypass the security. So if the code is lost, you can unlock the device and carry on. So that's what I'm going to show you. So what I've been thinking about doing recently, guys, is basically doing more precise videos. So instead of trying to do one video which covers everything, for an hour, I've decided to try where I can to do little sectional videos. Okay, so it'd be like might be 5 minutes on a particular issue, right? Or so I've been trying to do a little bit of that recently. So that's why I've done a few of these Agilent power supply videos. I've got a couple here which are still to go, I think. And it's just explaining one part of the power supply to try and give it more targeting. So if people are searching for a particular thing, they can find that one thing straight away. It's having to watch the whole video to try and find it. And maybe they'll watch my other stuff just because they found it interesting. So that's the plan. Can I zoom in? I can. Once I get this set up a bit better. Let's do this. So the desk view is that one, which is zoomed in slightly. Hi Anthony, how's it going? So yeah, we'll pull it apart. Might have to change this camera angle slightly so it's slightly different. Right. Okay, we'll carry on. The angle this camera's got now is very similar to the one I'm actually recording with, so only mine's a bit broader. It's basically right next to each other. So the first thing I'll do is pull the thing apart. Now you've got screws on the sides and you've got screws in the back. Now these are actually not posi drive. I've got a posi drive screwdriver out, and that's not going to work. So I need to get a hexagonal. Is it? No, it's not hexagonal. It's a oh god, Torx driver. Now from variety, it's a Torx 15, I think. Variety. Is it 15? Yep, definitely 15. Okay. So we get the back panel off first, get out of the way. Then we'll take out the side screws from here and from the handle, then we'll slide the cover off. Right. If you hear any noise in the background, just excuse that, we've got some visitors right now. So my wife's chatting to them. Some relatives of hers. Right. Slide this off. And here we go. So this sort of section in here. Now, in here somewhere is a jumper, which I've yet to find. There's JP5 block. I think it was JP5. Apparently it's by U17. I did read the page of the manual. I just got to find it again. Where's U17? There's U17. So maybe that is JP5 right there. Let's show you that. Alright, so that's JP5. I think it was JP5 we had to go for. I could be wrong, I have to go and reread that just to make sure I got it right. It looks like there's a link on the board already. It does, doesn't it? Let's go reread the manual. See what it's got to say. Let's have a look. JP3. There we go. JP3 is what we're looking for. Oh, where's it gone? It zoomed out and I clicked on it. That's handy. Right. So, yep, we want JP3. You hate the user interface. Hi Ian, how's it going? I've done worse. I wish it would remember last year's settings. That's what I don't like. About you go and turn it back on again, you got to reset it all, and that's what I don't like. I think you can set presets up on it, can't you? I haven't tried though. These aren't power supplies I've used. I've purchased these power supplies to fix them because I've got my own other power supplies here. So this one I purchased to fix, and the other one I've got also purchased to fix, which is for sale right now online on Trade Me if you're in New Zealand or Australia. Well, I don't want to ship it internationally, I want to keep it in New Zealand. So if you're in New Zealand and you're interested in one of these power supplies, not this one, I'm not selling this one yet. The other power supply is online, ready for sale. And if you want to bypass Trade Me, I'll do it cheaper for you, because that way I don't have to pay fees. Let me know. Anyway. So yeah, well, JP3 I've got to find. Again, it is near U17 though. It's actually, it does have a layout diagram in here, it's got to bother finding it, so I was going to look on the board again. So I'll probably re-record that part of it. Where is it? JP3, there we go. It's a header pin sticking up just here. Right. Refocus the camera, because that's always a pain. Right. So what you have to find is JP3, which is near U17. That's U17 here. And JP3 is right there. So let's zoom in. Give you a better look. Okay, so that's JP3 there. So all you actually got to do is short those pins out apparently when you've got it booted up and in calibration mode. You short those pins out and put a code in, and it wipes the existing one and just resets it, apparently. So I've never done it, but we're going to find out. See if it works. And I've got some header pins here somewhere, which I should be able to fit on there, so I don't have to hold anything on it. Try and get some. Got one here somewhere. Fit. Yep. Right, let's reread the manual, make sure I've got this right in my head. So get the calibration mode, stick the jumper on, go to security code, enter any number. Right. Remove it and turn it off. And we'll try again. Right, got it in my head. Hi David. I thought you'd pop in. I did mention about the spectrum analyzer before actually. Okay. Change views again. I've got my bad habit of forgetting to switch the views around. And now we have to wait for OBS. There we go. So I've got power plugged in the back. This one which had the broken power supply, the broken front panel. It's got a crack just down there. Probably can't see it. But it's really, really fine crack. So it's holding together so far, hasn't fallen apart yet. Right. Is that in view for you guys? Just about. I'll try and get it on view for everything. Where's the pins? There. Just see that on camera. Yeah. Right, so apparently the first thing I'll do is turn it on, get it in calibration mode, or try and get it in calibration mode. So you get that, so it's secured. Now you get, I've got a little jumper block here, but you can use one of those Defpom female to female loops or whatever. But I happen to have a jumper block which fits on those pins, so I'm going to put that on. We then go to the input code, do anything, unsecured, done. It's in. Now you can remove the block. If I turn it off, boot back into it, it should actually show it being unsecured. There we go, we're in. So now you can actually do the calibration stuff you want to do. So as simple as that. So it's actually nice that Agilent, Keysight, HP, you want to call them, include those jumper blocks there, so if you do lose the code, you can get back into it. So dead easy really. So now you can just put it back together and carry on. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, if you found it useful. Check out my other Agilent power supply videos, I've got a few of them. I'll probably check a playlist up or something, or group them all together. So if you're interested in these power supplies or little tricks with them or calibration information, things like that, check those out. Catch you later, give us a subscribe, click the bell icon, that sort of stuff, and share the video too, that's probably quite a good one. Make sure you share it, and comment down below too. Catch you later. But sometimes when I do the outros, I might actually do it like 2 or 3 times. probably get one I'm happy with, but I think that's good enough. And put it back together again. You can't see. Yeah, well, see some of it. The problem with this webcam, it's not wonderful for that. So if you want to see it in detail, make sure you check out the final video, because it's a lot closer than that what you can see there. I'll try and get it. I mean, the camera's like a foot away from this, but it's only a webcam. It's supposed to be a 1080p webcam, but same I'm using on my face view there as well when you're looking at me. Is there anything specific you want to see before I put the cover back on? Do you want to have a look or anything? Let me know, and I'll show you. I could show you this more specifically, couldn't I? Just want to see that part. Let's do it this way. I am on the zoom view too, so it's as close as I'm going to get with that. That's a digital zoom that's done in the software and OBS. So there's the main board, that's U17, and that right there is the jumper. 2 pins sticking up, header pins. Right, so that's what I put the block on. So it's pretty simple. We go in calibration mode, stick the jumper on, put in a code to get it to try and reset, and off it goes. You're done. As you saw. You would have seen that bit at least. But yeah, that's the header pin right there. Yeah, but like I said, the main video which I'll publish will be a lot better than that, what you can see. I mean, I was originally going to try and have the camera hooked up to the computer and have that be recorded by OBS, but OBS was so buggy, and also the camera output, it displays well, badly. I can probably show you actually what the camera puts out. Let's plug it in. And can I swap views around? Let me think about this. Hold on. I just need to figure out where it is. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain. I have to change a bunch of cabling around. But yeah, it's not great because you see all the on-screen display of the camera. So it's on the screen of the camera, you can see in the video view, which means I have to turn all that stuff off, which means I can't actually see settings on it, which is a bit of a pain. I like to see what's going on. So yeah. Nothing specific you want to see before I put the cover back on? Give you a minute to answer because of the delay. See, it's a fairly little basic little video on it. So again, the sort of thing I'm trying to do is just little snippets, just short little helpful videos. That's what I'm trying to chuck some of those into the mix with all the other stuff I'm doing. You know, just trying to try a different tactic. I mean, the channel's growing, but it's growing slower than I'd like, and I'm just trying different things out. See if I can get some targeted traffic that way. Mind you, I just hit 7,000 subscribers the other day, a couple of days ago. That's pretty good. What up to now? 7,000 and something? 7,028 I've got now. That's brilliant. So, I don't know if you can see that. There. It's a bit small. Probably can't see it. Okay, no requests for anything specific, so I'll put it back together. Let's go back to change the views. Then we'll have a look at the float. Anyone got any comments about my tactic of changing the way I do it? You know, trying to do these smaller, more targeted videos. Come on, get on there. Or is there any particular kind of videos you want to see me do as well? That's the other thing too. You know, I'm trying to guess what people want to see. I mean, I'm trying to do that, but I'm not great at guessing. You know, I make videos that I like to make in a way, and I'm also try and incorporate what I think other people might want. So, hopefully I'm doing that right. And it's meeting the required need. But yeah, if there's anything I can say, if there's any specific videos you want to see, you know, or kinds of content, let me know. You know, because I'm always looking for new ideas and other things to try, and I might stumble across something which works really well. So I'm certainly open to ideas and suggestions. So, oh, that cover's not on properly there. Oh well, loosen this back up again. It's not quite aligned right. Shifted sideways with a tiny arm. There we go. I should miss it's going okay. Should check that too, shouldn't I? Yeah, seems to be. There is a bit of play in this cover anyway, but it wasn't actually hooked in properly at the front there. I suppose right now you can barely see what I'm doing. Yeah, so I'll open that fluid cup and have a little look at that and just poke around inside and see what's inside it. So I don't think I've opened it up either yet. So it did seem to work when I powered it up. Lining okay. Can be a bit funny these things sometimes. Here we go. Because it's got this little like tongues on them, and it's got a line into some slots. It's not quite going in there yet. I think that's in now. Right. Done. So I can now sell this power supply as well. Now I'm happy I've done that. I also wanted to do the video on it and show that, because the other power supply I'm selling is already sealed up. I've got my labels on it and seals on it, so it's all done. So I didn't want to open that and back up again, that's why I wanted to do it on this one. All good. So now I've got two H&M power supplies to sell. Let's have a look. Let's catch up with the chat. FPGA. I've got no idea. Repair videos in detail. I'm going to try and do that. Maybe I'll not do it well enough in some cases, but I'll try and do those. Yeah. But FPGAs, I've got no idea. I've never done one. I wouldn't have a clue where to start. Adventures in Verilog. I'm not sure about that either. Repair videos, yeah. VJ output. Repair vids, yeah. Oh, skipping. Just watched a LaCroix oscilloscope. Have I seen that one? I don't think I've seen that one, Ian. That LaCroix oscilloscope repair. How long ago did you do that one? Is it an older one? Because I don't remember seeing it. Yes, it is hard to find suitable faulty test gear. There's faulty test gear. There's stuff there, but the problem is trying to find stuff which is worth repairing. As in, by the time I've paid for the item, paid for shipping, got it here, the cost can be as much as it's worth once it's fixed. In that case, it's not as worth doing it. And there's a big risk there that you can't fix it anyway, and then you're up with a big lump of metal sitting there, which costs you a lot of money. So, what does that mean? Yeah, a lot of the stuff you've seen me do videos on, I've still got. I haven't sold that much stuff. I've only sold a few things. Because a lot of things I've purchased are things that I wanted myself, so I've actually bought them and tucked them away after I fixed them. That'd be a handy thing to have one day. A lot of the things have been like that. Having no idea about FPGAs is what makes it super interesting. Yeah. I think there's probably a bit too much to learn there for me. I'm not going to say that, but time-wise, I don't have a need to learn FPGAs at the moment. I published it today. Okay, so I haven't seen it yet then. Hold on a second. Yeah, so I wouldn't know where to start because I don't have a need for it. I'm not motivated. If I was motivated, then yeah, I'll get stuck into it. Like anything, motivation's important. Oh yeah, Wave Surfer 422. That's what I'm seeing gets cut off. Yeah. Okay, that is it. 422. Cool. I'll watch that later on here. That looks good. So I've actually got another piece of test gear on the way right now too. So I sold a piece of gear recently. I sold it and I replaced it with another one. Only what I've done is because of the money I made from that one, I was able to upgrade slightly. So the money I've spent, I earned from that particular piece of gear I sold, has gone back into buying another piece of gear, which is like a model up or something. I think it's one model up. Also broken though. So it's an expensive risk. So I've purchased that. It's a HP 8648, I think it was, something like that. So it's an IO signal generator and it's got a fault. So we'll see if I can fix it. I hope I can. I don't actually need it, that's why I was going to sell it. The guy actually approached me and asked if I wanted to sell, and I said, yeah, okay. I sold him one. Yeah. So, anyway, we'll have a look at the that fluke. We'll pull that apart and have a look and see what's inside it. Could be interesting. My camera just turned off. I've got to turn it off again. So if anyone's in New Zealand and they want to buy one of these power supplies, so I've got one which is in really good condition. And I've got this one, which is not quite so good. I'll sell this one $50 cheaper because of the front panel. If anyone's interested. If anyone's interested. Alright, let's get this thing down. I'm pretty sure I haven't done a video on this or anything. I'm pretty sure I haven't opened it up or anything. I think I powered it up and it worked. So I didn't go any further with it. I thought that's what's on my shelf there is projects to play with. How's that go? That just turns. Right. So yeah, we'll have a little look. That's why I didn't even open it up, because it's got a switch on the back there for voltage. So I'll just flick that and turn the thing on. I probably didn't bother changing the fuse either. I often don't. Well, it's not on fuse. What is it? Well, it's a busman fuse, I think. Anyway. This is 250 volt. Where's the current rating? Fuse 1/8 amp. Yeah, okay, I'm seeing 1/8 on there. So yeah, it's a 1/8 amp fuse. Interesting ratings. So 1/8 amp for 115 volts. I really should have changed it to 1/16 amp, whatever the hell that is. Let's leave it alone. It's not likely to be a problem. Alright, well, let's open this thing up. Let's zoom in slightly. I'll make it a slightly better view for you. It zoomed is a bit close, really. Let's try something else. That one. Let's move the camera closer instead. Try that. Hope it doesn't fall apart. It might. Helmet, how's it going? Right. Let's see what's in here. I do like this older gear, you know, it's much easier to work on some of the modern stuff, certainly. It's got captive bits in there, they seem to sort of only come out halfway. So the top ones will be right, I'll try to solve them. Supposed to be captive or not? No, they're not. Well, that's very nice. Oh, you can see that. See lots of gold in there. All this gold colouring. Gold terminals. Could just be copper though. Could be gold. I think they probably are gold plated. Very nice. I do like old gear like this. I don't like it too old. This is like the limit of the age, you know, this kind of mid-70s is kind of where I want to limit it. Whether this is, I think this is mid-70s, I'm not quite sure actually. Not quite sure what year this one was made. Does it say? Sometimes it says. This is, I think it says 90. Nah, that can't be 90. It's got a calibration of 89 in the front. It's in a diode info. Cool, let's show you that. So there's a sticker just down there on that board. I'll get it on this camera though. See that sticker down there? That'll focus on it properly, it won't behave, I don't think. But yeah, it's a diode spec. Maybe it's a 70. 17th of April 1970. So yeah, this is like, not bad. Nearly 40 years old. No, that's not right, 50 years old. Nearly 50 years old. Interesting. I'm not sure what's on the bottom of the board. The bottom casing. Should probably have a look, shouldn't I? Take the bottom cover off as well. Looks pretty nice in there. Got a transformer in the back there. Got some switching in the back, all isolated. So that's all shielded from the front stuff, so it wouldn't introduce any noise. Well, would introduce less noise. That's nice. Let's open up the bottom cover and see what's under there. That's cards falling out as I'm flipping this thing upside down. Because they're just sitting in there, they're all wired, you see, they're just sitting in place. So they're not actually like edge connectors, they're just sitting in there like that. I have to be a bit careful about how to do this. I might put that cover back on and open up the bottom side. Ah, there we go. It's got some information inside the lid. Let's drop the screw. Calibration info. Calibration points. 100 volts DC, 1000 volt DC, 1 volt, 10 volt, Zenodiode reference, chopper, open circuit 0, no gain input, bias, and it shows test points. In fact, it's sort of taped on, is a bit interesting. It's a bit like twisted up. I'm surprised by that. That seems a bit odd. Doesn't seem like that's factory. It is like a metal plate though, so that's strange. Oh well. Put it back on. The right way around, whichever way around that is. The other way. And I'll take the bottom cover off. So it's all beautiful inside there, it's all nice. It looks mint condition. It's always nice to see. It's like no signs of being messed with or anything like that, so it's always great. Guess it looks like it hasn't been messed with. It's nothing obvious. I'll come and chat again in a second. So we can chat. Oh, Chris, how's it going? Well, I missed a lot of chat, haven't I? Just trying to catch up with it. Watching me and watching Eurovision. Eurovision? That's the most insulting, Chris. Oh dear. Yeah, it's pretty much sealed in there. There's no fan or anything, so it's just obviously it doesn't generate much heat internally, so it doesn't need it. Electron ash, yeah. No gear, no idea, yeah. All those little metal gold coloured cans, they're all pots. Yeah, it's like gold trim pots, yeah, so it's all very interesting. Cover holds the card in place, yeah, it seems to be. Well, it's a nanometer. I probably can't really loud because I'm leaning towards the mic. So its ranges are up to 1000 volts. So that's 1000, 1, 10, 100, and 1000 volts. It's currently upside down, obviously. So 1000 volts is the highest voltage you can do nulling on. So. Still got heaps of chat to catch up with. You guys have been talking a lot. I mean, I'm always on the lookout for test gear, you know. Well, not always. I periodically, you know, a couple of times a month I'll have a look around and see what's about on eBay and see if I can stumble across something. Unless I'm looking for something specific, of course. Long day, still fell asleep. Yeah. Yeah. So it's basically a multimeter, right? This piece of gear is basically a multimeter. So you actually use this for cross-checking bits of gear. So if you've got some calibrators, for example, you'll hook up a calibrator to it. Say you've got a DC and AC calibrator, which is actually why I purchased this, to calibrate my AC calibrator. So you put in a DC source. It's got its jacks here. Put a DC source, you set this to the voltage range, sense levels, sensitivity. So you've got voltage range here. And this is sensitivity, so you can change how sensitive the meter is, how far off scale it is. Right? and then you also set the voltage you want here, and you'll set it so you get a 0 reading. So if you say putting 100 volts, you'll set this to 100 volts, whatever that is. Is that right? 100 volts. 100 volts. There you go, like that. So it's got a 10 on here now. All right. I don't tip it over in case anything falls out. So that's 100 volt settings on here, because the decimal point's just there. It changes that decimal point around with this lever, so it shifts it around. I don't know if you can see on camera or not. And then you got this sensitivity range. It tells you the width of the scale. So the wider the range, the wider the voltage differential is represented on the scale. So then you can set the calibrator up to do, so you got zeroing on here, and then you can plug in, say, if you put a DC calibrator on first, you can calibrate the DC, and then you do the same thing with the AC calibrator, and it will tell you how far off it is relative to the previous one. So it's like a relative measurement rather than absolute measurement. So, kind of, anyway. I think I've got it right. But yeah, it's basically a multimeter. Right? But it measures the voltage very precisely. So I think I've got that right anyway. I've never used it really. I've just sort of turned it on a little bit. It seemed to work, and I haven't read the manual, to be honest. But I could be giving a completely wrong example of how it works. But it definitely tells you the difference from zero from the set point. And maybe this has got really highly precision reference in it. Could have that in here. Then this is correct, and then you input the voltage and it'll tell you how far off it is. Maybe that's what it is. I can't remember now exactly now. It's something like that. I've got a couple of devices here because I've got a transfer stand up there too. I could be getting confused with that. Anyway, so look inside. The bottom side is less interesting. Kind of. Oh, kind of less interesting. So you've got some switches there which pass them through to the front panel. And then under here, there's a whole bunch of precision resistors, which you probably can't see. If I turn like that, maybe you can see it. See them in the end there? See the ends of those resistors? So it's got a whole bunch of precision resistance under there. So yes. I'm tempted to chuck a voltage in it now and just see what happens. I probably should do it. I should power it up and have a look. Let's put the cover back on again and we'll power it up. But yes, really nice bit of gear. It is really clean in there. So that's the Kelvin-Varley voltage divider section on that board there. So that's nice. Do love this sort of gear, it's all made with serviceability in mind. They actually want you to come in later on and actually fix it and keep it going. Whereas the modern gear, not so much. So yeah, we'll power it up in a minute and have a look and see how it actually works. Because I don't bloody remember. I think it was as a comparison, but then that's what the other unit does. That's what the I can't remember what the number is now. The transfer standard, thermal transfer standard. That's how that one works. You do comparisons between the two. Maybe this is an absolute reference. I could be remembering it wrong. So I suppose you could say this is really like I think it might be more of a precision voltmeter, really. I'll chuck something up. Let's plug power in. Now I want a voltage source. Some stuff on my desk, I should really clean up a little bit. Let's read the chat again. I'll carry on. Really trying to cut down and get rid of some gear. Says you buying a bloody massive battery charger. It's funny. No longer able to set up a conditional search for no parts, but for parts are not working. Interesting. Singing women with beards. No comparator, yes. Differential voltmeter, yes. Let's see, there we go. Wow, there's a lot of chatting here. Excellent. Like to see lots of chat. It's good. Oh, jumped again. Yeah, it's probably trying to catch up with chat as it now. Go quiet and you got very little to look at. Yes, that's right. It says differential voltmeter right in the front there, so I should really read that, shouldn't I? Yes, good one, David. That's right. Yeah, I was getting confused with the bloody transfer standard. Right, let's carry on. Let's get a cable set up. We'll inject the voltage from power supply and we'll see how far from the power supply is. That'd be interesting. That's suitable? Yeah, I'll do it. So this isn't going to be precision at all. Anyone could say that I'd actually need like a really conveniently handheld precision voltage reference to do this kind of work. Hey Ian. I know we can get one. Go see Ian. Oh, I think he might know where you get one. Anyway. What connections do I do? Got the grounding. I'm not going to use that, it's going to be low and high. What outputs we set up for? Channel 2 is set up for 12 volts, so we'll go to 10 volt scale I'm on now, aren't I? So that's, yeah, 10 volts. So I'll change the voltage. I'll make it exactly 10 volts, because that seems like a sensible thing to do to make it easier to measure. Right. So the power supply set for 10 volts. This is set for 10 volts. Broadest range possible. Positive mode. There's a vernier control there as well, set at 0. So it should be 10 volts there. Right. We'll turn this on. Turn the power on. That's always helpful too. Turn the power on with the power supply. And there we go. Yes, it is working. So I don't know whether you can see that on screen. Let's zoom in a bit more. Oh dear, Chris, you upset the missus. Power went off as she was taping the last episode of her favourite programme. Oh man, she must have wanted to kill you. Yeah, awesome, Ian. Thanks for that. Really appreciate that. I hope you actually get some sales from it too. That'd be great. I'm trying to hint at people should be buying your PDVS. Was it PDVS2? Was it? I can't remember the codes. Yeah, I think you probably need some simpler codes because it's like, for me, it's a bit hard to remember what they actually are. You know, I know that the code makes sense to you because it does actually make sense when you actually understand what the code means. But I don't know, just the name seems to be, it's a bit, it doesn't exactly come off the tongue very easily, if you know what I mean. let's try and catch up with chat some more. Wow. Wasn't even Earth fault. Oh. Well, that sparking looked like it was going straight across the main supply. Looked like it was going neutral phase bloody short. Wow. Right. So yeah, I'm injecting 10 volts. And actually I should do a verification on my Siglant as well, see what the Siglant says it's doing too, shouldn't I? Now I know my power supply is actually fairly accurate, and that's not bad. Yeah, let's get slightly closer. I think you can probably see it all there, can't you? And you can just about see it's basically 0, but that's on the widest range. If I narrow the range down, it's drifted off very slightly, narrow it down some more, drifted off some more. So that is 0.8 of 0.01. So what's that, 0.08? Or 0.008, sorry. Volts off. It's 8 millivolts. Let's see what the Siglant thinks. So you grab the probes off this thing. I think they'll reach. Right, well the Siglant is saying it's 3 millivolts off. So yes, there is some calibration stuff that needs going on here. So you can see you can adjust the vernier, but turn it the right way always helps too. So you can actually then set it. So if I'm setting at 0.8 there, so it's 10.008, and now it's centered. So you can see it's definitely off very slightly compared to what it should be. Right, so that's a way of verifying the actual readings. You can set it up here that gives you an actual readout. So yeah, it is slightly off. Right, but it's not bad, is it? So I have to look at the calibration on this thing and see what we actually get. So let's change a different voltage. Let's do 1 volt. And we'll change the range on this to 1 volt. Widen the range up a bit. So that thinks it is how far off? Or more than that. I'm at an angle to it, so you're actually straight on. I'm at an angle, so I can't really see properly. So I think it's about there. So that's 1.0 or 1.0055 is what this thinks it is. My Siglant says 1.0052. Not bad, is it? So 52 would be there. So obviously it is a bit hard to see here. See if I can get straight onto it, so I can see. Yeah, it is slightly higher than that. So there. So it's 5.6 or so on there. Yeah, about there. So it's not far off. What's that, 400 microvolts? So yeah, it's basically a multimeter. Well, a voltmeter. So yeah, that's right. See, it does actually work. It just needs calibrating. And I got this a while ago, so I couldn't really remember what it did. It's actually got extra switch positions, so it's got a position here, and it's got some more over there as well. Because you can get like battery packs. So it's got part of what I was doing when I first got this thing. I was thinking, what are these other switch positions which aren't actually marked? So yeah, because you can actually have battery packs in them. Or something like that. It's some kind of weird option you could do on it. Anyway, pretty sure it's battery pack. But yeah, it seems to work. So that is last calibrated 27 years ago. 20, well, no, isn't it? Gosh, it's not 17, is it? 29 years ago. Well, 28 and a half years ago. 28 and a half years ago, right? It's not that far off. It's right. Now, let's get something which is this old, hasn't been touched for a long time, and it still works. So that's pretty cool. Let's check the chat again. Yes, you use one of these. Oh yeah, that's why you knew what it was. Cool, excellent. FF Cosig. Actually, I haven't seen his videos for ages. Now you mention that, I was subscribed to him, but I haven't seen any of his stuff for a while. Let's check my subscriptions on that page anyway. Oh, there's one from there from Juliet. I watched that already. Julian. God, sorry, Julian. If you ever watch this video, I don't think you follow my channel, so probably not. No, it's not on my subscription list. What the hell happened there? Oh, no. Yeah, as soon as you said the name, it's like, crap, hold on. What happened there? That's weird. I used to watch his stuff. I haven't seen him for ages. I've completely forgotten. Right. Subscribed again. I'll check that out later on. Okay. Need to fit another RCD. Now, what they do these days, I think, is put in multiple RCDs for different sections. So if one part goes off, the whole house doesn't go off. That's what I've got here. I've got 4 RCDs, I think, something like that. So I've got groups of I've got 3. What's what I'm looking for? 3 circuits off each RCD. So if an RCD trips, it doesn't trip the whole lot out. Now I've got a main RCD which is less sensitive than the other ones. So that one should stay on, but it's like a last resort. I think it's like 100 milliamps for the main RCD and 30 for the other ones. Something like that. Could be remembering that wrong. The local RCD didn't trip, but the house one did. Yeah. Still reading a chat. It's still quite a bit here. New incoming Earth at the house. Earth is connected to the neutral conductor. So you don't even have a stake in the ground. I thought it'd be an Earth stake. Shouldn't you have that? I've been trying to filter out my subscription list because I subscribe to so many different people, and some people haven't posted for a long time. So I've narrowed down my subscriptions a little bit to try and keep them manageable and hopefully avoid issues with not being notified about channels which are publishing stuff. Yeah, 30 milliamps is for normal single circuit. 30 milliamp. It's the earth leakage 30 milliamp. So you got up to 30 milliamps of leakage to earth before the RCD will trip. Yeah, in my house here, the earth and neutral are linked together at the box, but there's also an earth stake. So we've got the phase of neutral coming into the house, which are obviously going to the main box. And there's also an earth stake, which goes to the main box as well, which is going to the main earth rail of the house. And that is also tied to neutral in the box before it goes through the breakers and RCDs and stuff like that. So it starts to pass through the RCDs, but it's got its own earthing point at the house. There's a big stake that goes in the ground. It's about, I don't know, 8 foot deep or something. Goes right in. So it's quite, maybe 6 foot, I don't know. It goes in quite a long way anyway. So what I've got here is for my setup, because my board's all quite new. I did all that when I renovated the hallway a couple of years back, and put the new garage in. Was that 3 years ago? Something like that. Because I had to run our mains out to the new garage when that was built, and to do that I had to upgrade this box. So it's all done at the same time. So it's all completely renewed. And so it's got RCDs. Each RCD is spanning 3 circuits. So it's got 3 circuits. Each circuit's got its own breaker. And then those breakers are fed from one RCD. So I've got that for lights, and I think, no, I haven't got RCDs and lights. No, I've only got breakers and lights. I've got RCDs on the power points, I think. I can't remember. There might be an RCD on the lights as well. But yeah, so all my bench stuff here, everything in my lab is RCD covered. Yeah, and surge protection is all in this room as well. All the power points got surge protection on as well. Protect it in case I get a voltage lightning strike nearby, which has happened several times. "10 foot, 3/4 inch diameter, copper clad steel." Yeah, the rod I put in here, because I did it, but I put the rod in at least, make it easy for them. It was, yeah, it's quite a long rod. Might have been 8 foot. I don't know. It's quite a long. It's quite big anyway. Remember that. You had to reach out to bang it. So yes, but it's more than 6 foot. Yeah, it might have been 8 foot. And yeah, I think there's actually a copper rod with zinc plating or something like that. Anyway, so at least the differential voltmeter works. So yay, that's good. Yeah, I think there should always be a ground rod on. Oh, look, actual ashes also asking the same question. We use a MEN system here. Multiple earth neutral. Now we're waiting for the response. Protective multiple earth. Oh, right. There's no neutral. Well, neutral effectively is Earth anyway. It is the same thing. It's only for protective systems, isn't it? So neutral is Earth. It's linked together at the board or at the main transformer. Yeah, because it's done before the RCD on the feed side. So the feed comes in, Earth neutral bonding, and then through the RCDs and to the breakers. So it's still RCD protected, still got earth leakage. Anyway. Yeah. That's my knowledge of it anyway. It's not great knowledge of it, just from what I've looked at the board and nosed around a bit. Well, the RCD has a Earth reference. Well, it's got a. Does it have an Earth reference? No, it's got phase neutral anyway. Pass through it, and it's got its own link loop system as well. I don't bloody remember everything. Yeah. Alright. So, what else can we look at? We've done those. What else? Must be able to do something else. I need some more Tesco to turn up. I need to buy some more stuff. I got 3 Twitter notifications. What was that? That's weird. Don't normally get any. No, it's just new posts. Weird. Right. So, what else can we do now? I don't have much else around here to fix. Not at the moment, anyway. Well, I've got some things out in the garage, which I'll put out there for storage. Yeah, no worse on some of these places, yeah. Some standards are concerning. Special analyzer. Yes, David. Oh, how's it going, Rob? Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, it hit 7,000 a couple of days ago. So if anyone is here doesn't know Tautech, that's Taubecker Technologies, Rob. He's the New Zealand Siglant agent. So he's a distributor for New Zealand for Siglant equipment. So if you're interested in Siglant gear, if you've got any questions, ask him. He might be able to tell you. I've had some weird stuff with YouTube. Like, it's been sometimes where my subs will just die off. It's like I can literally go for like 2 or 3 days with no subs whatsoever. Even sometimes it's gone down. And then other time of the week it'll just shoot up like 30 or 40 in a day. It's really weird. It's like they have some kind of synchronization thing going on, and it just doesn't synchronize properly or something. I don't know. It can be weird. But I'm typically getting sort of 10 a day on average. How do I block that one? That's weird. So I put a lot of effort into trying to figure out what's going on as far as what people are wanting to watch, and I'm trying to bring it back down to more repair kind of stuff. I'm trying to bring it back more. So mailbag's still going to be there because I'm always going to be buying stuff, but I'm going to try and bring it back a bit more focused on repair stuff. So going to watching Tech on June the 4th, right? June the 4th is Tech, yes, Tektronix bloody scope. I don't know if you guys saw my posts on the EV blog forum. I did a little video on it too, didn't I? Yeah, on that little. Trying to jump on that bandwagon, see if I get some views from that. Another thing I'm trying out. Topic-based videos. So if something's a topic, trying to actually produce a video on that to try and garnish some views from it. I noticed that Dave from Evoblog does that a lot. So, 4 series MSO, or is it a 3 series NDO? That's the current debate. So yeah. So that's what I'm doing right now, is trying to jump on some topics as well. So anything that's worth jumping on, I'm not going to willy-nilly jump on anything that's around, but something which might be interesting to people, I might do a video on it if I can do something worthwhile or easy to do, you know. Well, I've suggested the Tektronix to send me one free, but they haven't replied, so I think it's not going to happen. Oh yeah. Yeah, so there's a few companies I've been in touch with which I've approached, and they've said they'll send me things and they'll get back to me later on, and that sort of stuff. And I will sometimes have to follow them up later on and just say, hey, you've forgotten. But yeah, there's a few companies I'm waiting for right now which have said they'll send me something, but they haven't got back to me yet. So we'll see how we go. I like to try and do review stuff on things which people find interesting. Yeah. Keithley holds its price. Yeah. Yeah, because Keithley's now owned by Tektronix, isn't it? You've been prostituting yourself with Snap-on tools. Yeah, yeah. I think I probably would too for electronics gear. You know, in one side, I don't like to like big for equipment and stuff like that, because I've got so much stuff already, and as been pointed out by someone once, or more than once probably, that I've got all this gear, and most people would die to have the gear I've got, and that's probably true. You know, some people would be grateful to have what I've got. It seems that the more you have, the more you want to try and do, the more you need. It's like it just grows. So I'm certainly open to manufacturers sending me stuff so I can promote them, and you know, I'm not going to say no to that. Okay, Dave, thanks for dropping by. Catch you later, mate. So yeah, I don't want to sort of seem needy or whatever, but part of being a YouTuber is that you can try and get things for free, and that's one of the benefits of it. You know, I'm putting myself out there, putting an awful lot of effort into doing videos, and spending a lot of money. I mean, I don't make any money from YouTube. It costs me a fortune because of all the stuff I'm buying. I'm not necessarily making money on it if I sell it. A lot of stuff I end up keeping, so I don't end up selling it. So it costs me a bit of money. So trying to get stuff for free is a nice benefit of the effort I put in, I suppose. In a way, it's a bit of a payment. I mean, anything I can get from manufacturers is great because it promotes them, and they will get more sales out of it. I mean, like, give an example, that KSGER soldering iron, which I did a video on, like review, that went crazy. I said like 8,000 views or something. I'm not sure what it is right now. It's something like 8,000 views. It's incredible. And I got that for free. And the company which sent it to me, Banggood, they would have made quite a few sales on that. So, you know, it's in their benefit to send me free stuff because they've made a lot of money out of that, I imagine. And having a link directly to that particular one which I've got means people know exactly what they're buying until they're getting the same one that I've got. So I quite like doing that sort of thing. Take what you can get and ask for more. Well, I mean, I'm not afraid to ask. I know I will be, I suppose you could say, rude about things like that. I'll say, hey, can I have a free one? Which isn't particularly polite, but it's sometimes people say yes. You know, I know that Ian is planning to send me one of his voltage references. You know, he's offered to send me one, which is great. So thank you very much, Ian, for that. So you'll be seeing that in a video in the future. He's doing in the process of a redesign, an update, and it's a new version, isn't it? That's right, it's a new version. So it's going to be sending you one of those, and when that happens, you'll see me doing a video on it. And you actually get a nice close view of it, and that'd be a great tool to have. I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully the outcome of that as well, that when I feature on my channel, Ian will get some sales from it. I mean, that's also the hope from that as well, you know. So I'm not going to do a video and not want the person that sent me the gear, or the company that sent me the gear, to not benefit from them as well. So, as I said before, even if I only get one sale for that person or that company, that's only like a 50% discount. You know, if you get 2 sales, it's 30% discount, and so on. You know, the more sales I get, obviously, the effectively it's, you know, not costing me anything, very little. The whole, let's see, the whole thing with YouTubing is you have to start somewhere, right? So I'm not a great speaker, right? I tend to mumble a bit and talk too fast. You already know this because you've seen my videos, and I stutter a bit as well. And when I'm doing editing, I'll have to cut those bits out. So I'm not a great confident speaker in a way. Like, in real life, I'm a bit shy and withdrawn, I suppose. Maybe if I've got something to say, I'll say it. Right? I'll be outspoken. If I believe in something, I know what I'm talking about, I will be out there and I'll push it. But normally I'm pretty quiet. So to do this YouTube thing is quite a different thing, you know. And now you know how to calibrate it. Yeah, yeah, that's right. KSGR calibration video. I meant to do that a lot sooner, actually, that video. I meant to do it like a month earlier or something like that. But I had other stuff queued up, so I didn't get around to it. So yeah, trying to, you know, to sort of get comfortable with doing it, you have to start. I mean, my very first videos on here, if I look at those now, they're appalling, right? The quality is appalling. But the good information in them, you know. So, you know, it's have to put yourself out there. I mean, you're going to get people which will give you shitty comments. Although I don't tend to get that, actually. I have to be quite honest. I don't get many people giving me crap. I've had less than half a dozen, right? Less than, I'm on counting one hand. I've had less than that as far as people give me a hard time. So you don't really have to worry about too much. Just put yourself out there, and you know, as you go along, you get better and better. I mean, I'm still relatively new to this. I'm still learning all the time, and always trying to adapt and improve all the time. So it's just kind of, I'm not reading all the chat. I'm trying to skipping through bits of it. Yeah, there's a few channels that have done the KSGRs. There's like a big spate of them around the same time. I think some actually happened before mine. There's some around even a couple of months before my video, I think, and those done quite well because obviously they're the early adopters, you know. Because the thing I'm looking forward to getting that one from Ian is that I can check the accuracy of my signal meter. Right, I believe it's good, but I've had it for a little while now, and I just want to see if it still looks good. You know, it should be. It's 6.5 digit, and I use that as like my basis for my reference, like I did just now on this. So it's just nice to verify that things are still okay. Especially as I had that incident once where I accidentally shorted it out across mains. It's like, wasn't great. I did a little video on that. That was about a year ago, just over a year ago, I think. Yeah, I actually accidentally left it on current measurement mode, and I was playing with some high voltage stuff, and I chucked it across the main supply and blew the fuse out, the internal fuse. I did a little video on it at the time. So yeah, who knows if I damaged something when I did that. So also it's a nice verification that it's still okay in that way. So yeah, when it comes to doing videos, just did I say UF? When did I say UF? I've been trying not to say that. I know I've been saying microfarad on some stuff, but it does slip through sometimes. When did I say UF? I don't know. Anyway, I know I have done. So, got to get out of the habit. Because that's the way I think to myself as UF. It's, you know, the way I interpret it, obviously I'll try and say the correct terminology for everybody else that's watching. But yeah, so just get out there and just give it a go. Don't be scared of it. You know, if you record video and you sit down editing, and any mistakes or things you can usually get out in editing anyway. If you can always go back and reshoot things if you have to, if it's really bad. I've done that a couple of times, so I completely screwed up. So no, scrap that, start again. And second time around, it's a lot better. So you can always do that. And at the end of the day, if you record it, edit it, and think, nah, actually I still don't like it, then just don't publish it. You know, keep it for your own records as a reference to what you've done or whatever. So I actually started doing YouTube as a way of sharing what I'm working on, and as a documentation, I suppose. So if I was working on a bit of gear, I'd show what I found, what I did to fix it, any diagnostics and stuff like that. It's more of a reference for me and trying to help other people out as well, and anybody else that might be working on the same thing, which is why I started doing it. You know, obviously influenced greatly by Dave and so on. People, you know, sharing their content as well. Catch up the chat. Lots of chat going on, which is great. Yeah. Got to get a habit of saying microfarad and millifarad and mega ohms, milliohms. Yeah. UH is another one. Microhenry. It's another one I tend to say is UH. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm trying to sort of get out of using shortened words and using the correct terminology. I'm trying to catch myself out doing it. I do. There's been a couple of times I've actually said it and thought, oh crap, stop the recording, play that bit again, well, record that bit again, and corrected it. So I've been trying to do it more and more, so I should be getting better. But unfortunately, the old videos are there for until the end of time. So, yeah, it's already out there. Escape, yeah. Things like that. It's incredible. There's lots of things like that, isn't there? So, is there anything else we can look at today? Let's see. Did we look at that? Oh, my back's twinging. That's not helping. 3 hours spent over a lawnmower. That's great. Did I ever show you inside this thing? Or did I do a video on this? Don't remember if I did or not. Hope it will focus on it. Don't know if I did a video on this or not. I was going to refurbish it because it's got some old electrolytics in there and they're all off value. Yeah, I've had that sitting up there for a little while now. I'm trying if I did a video on it or not. I don't think I did. Maybe when I first got it. Yeah, the subs say it can go stagnant from time to time. Certain times of the week it just drops off and comes back in later on. It's a bit weird. Yeah, I'm trying if I did something with this or not. So I was going to do a video on servicing this thing and doing like a refurbishment on it. So the electrolytics are bad, but it's got a weird setup in there for the electrolytics. It's got weird kind of, I don't know, it's a weird setup in there. There's like parallel series combinations it does in order to get the different values. So I've actually gone through and verified all the measurements of each one, seeing what it's all doing. I haven't done any of that. So that's what you need to do, is probably sit down and just do a full verification, see what needs fixing. And I know the electrolytics will be bad, but there's a high voltage. There's a 450 volt showing it. So it's 450 volt caps that's in there, right? 450. So yeah, if anything I need to do on that will be potentially expensive because those caps are a bit expensive, higher voltage ones. You want to tear down? Put on an Aussie accent and go really high pitch at times. I could barely do a bloody English accent, let alone a bloody. I am English. Let's have a look. Well, I've missed some chat, I'm sure. Have I done ESP modules? I've got any ESP module projects to do. I do have a supposed to be a review video for IC Station, but I had some issues with it, so I haven't actually done it yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to use it. Let's put this over here. Swap things around a little bit. I'll show you what I've got. Put this away again. I'm going to subscriber while I've been live streaming. That's great. Hello, new subscriber. So, what was I going to try and find? Where is it? I'll put it somewhere. Here we go. I don't know if I maybe showed this in the last live stream or not. So we've got this relay module here. It's from icstation.com. I'm supposed to be doing a review on this. And it's got a wireless card on it. I don't actually know what the chip is. I think it is an ESP of some kind. Can't read it. Might be an 8266, let's get on there actually. So this is basically a wirelessly controlled relay module, and you can connect to it directly from a cell phone or whatever, and you can control the relays from that using an app. But you're also supposed to be able to get it onto your network, and you can tell this, you can configure it to go into your network, so it finds your network and joins onto it, and then you can access this remotely through like a web interface and control it, send it signals. But I haven't got that part working yet, and I've only spent about an hour or so on it, maybe a couple of hours, something like that, and I haven't got back to it yet. So I'll be doing one on that eventually, but at the moment I'm not there yet. So you haven't seen a video on that Sencore and you've watched them all. Excellent. You watch all of them, my early ones, like video number 10 or something. Maybe I did this put an Aussie accent in order to get more subscribers than that. I don't know. Maybe some weird thing with that. Maybe do some teardowns on retro computers and call them turds. Yeah, flapping in the breeze, winner with a chicken dinner. Yeah. Cheapest chips, terrible. Mural. Four banger, yeah. people drinking games, yeah, surely. Eurovision voting time. Yeah, I don't care. It's. I don't even know why to bother, to be honest. It's just. Look at some of Eurovision things and think, wow, they're not actually that good. Better than me, certainly, but still not good. Use the same board for Linux Tech Tips, really. Linus Tech Tips. Yeah, I met Dave as well. I think we talked about this before, didn't we? Yeah, when I went over to Sydney last year, I went and met Dave at his lab. Spent the afternoon with him. That's pretty cool. You're exhibiting in Sydney in November. Oh, that's cool. Don't fancy popping up to New Zealand, do you? No, it's short, 3 or 4 hour flight. Where it was 3 hours flight, I think it is. Australia's in Eurovision. Australia's not in Europe. Oh, mate, with this Brexit thing, does that mean that the UK can't compete in it anymore? Because they're no longer in Europe once it actually goes ahead, if it ever goes ahead. Australia's in Eurovision. I remember hearing something about that actually. It sounds familiar. Yeah, and it's in that sense a bit interesting. I've got a little bit of it. Well, like my tone will pick up at the end of a sentence, like a question, making a statement, make it, it sounds like a question. I've got a little bit of that, I suppose, but yeah, it's not that bad. I think my English accent stuck quite well when I, because I was 18 when I arrived in this country, so it's pretty well secured. But I know my voice is not wonderful anyway. Part of Europe geographically, yes, but not part of Europe. Oh, you're coming over. You're going to be in Auckland. Let me know. We'll meet up. Definitely to meet up. That has to happen. So when you're in Auckland, we definitely have to meet up. I don't mind driving up. It's like an hour's drive for me to get to the airport and stuff like that. That's fine. I don't mind. I'm buying. I think I've been to a pub twice in this country. The pubs over here are not the same as in the UK. They're a very different atmosphere. I'm not really much of a drinker either. But yeah, we definitely have to meet up. If you're going to come over here, definitely have to meet. Yeah, fish and chips. Yeah, fish and chips. Yeah. Oh, that's not quite as harsh as that now. I think it's eased a little bit. Either that, I've just got used to hearing it. I don't know, but it depends on the area they're from. Different areas are slightly more pronounced than others. I spent 6 weeks in 2005. Oh, yeah. You have to be careful about which parts of Auckland you go to, though. Some parts are a bit rougher than others. There's some really nice places around though, but yeah. How New Zealand labours. Oh yeah. Yeah, no, it'd be good to meet you, Chris. That'd be great. So definitely, when you're planning coming over, let me know. I really hope it doesn't clash with something I'm doing. Do you actually know what the plans are yet, Chris? There's actual dates and stuff like that. Do you know that? Because I can double check my plans and hopefully not clash. Because I work some weekends, as you may know, doing other things. During the week it doesn't matter. I can always take day off work. It doesn't bloody matter. Oh, Hole in the Rock, Handle, Cody Tarleton's, yeah. Did you go to Cathedral Cove? Cathedral Cove? That's where it's like there's a Macklemore track has been, or track Mackle. I'm trying to say this. A Macklemore video was recorded there at Cathedral Cove, as well as some other things. I think it was Lion Witch and Wardrobe, something like that got done. Oh, okay, no dates yet. That's fine. So it's November. Graveyard, New Zealand. Dead centre of Auckland. Well, Auckland's kind of sprawled out a bit. It might not be in the centre anymore. Okay, let's check what I've got. What commitments I know I have at this stage in November. Let's see what we've got. As far as weekend, if it's during the week, it's not a problem. I'll take time for work. It's not an issue. November. Let's see. I'm working in South Auckland, 9th and 10th. So it's 9th and 10th of November. That won't be a problem because I'm in Auckland anyway. Following weekend, I'm in Auckland again the following weekend, so again it wouldn't be a problem. 23rd, 24th, I'll be in the Bay of Plenty. So that's a bit far, so I won't be able to come. If it's on those dates, I won't be any good. Then I think that's okay. So it's only really like 23rd, 24th of November is when I won't be around. So hopefully it's not those days. I live in the North Island, just south of Auckland. Okay, Cliff, thanks for dropping by. I'd like to know about material science and plastics engineering. Well, my plastics knowledge is based on manufacturing and the training I've done towards that. So, of plastics products. So, I've done training to have an understanding of what's in the materials and how they can pile and that sort of stuff. But I'm certainly not in a position to say, hey, you put these components together in order to make this material. I don't know that stuff. That's beyond me. But knowing how to make something and how to make it perform in a manufacturing situation is probably where I am. So yeah. So remember that, Chris, you can't come over on the 23rd or 24th of November because I won't be around then. Every other day should be fine. Hey, if you need someone to stay, you can always stay here. You can do that too. I'm a bit outside of Auckland though, so it's a bit of a drive, but that's not a problem. Right. Okay. So the sinkhole, we're going to look at this. I'm getting a bit sidetracked, aren't I? Let's see. Sinkhole. Change views. Let's look at this thing. Let's open it up. I think I did open this up previously. Open on a mailbag. Maybe. I would have shown it when it arrived anyway. I would have certainly done that. Yeah, South Island's quite a drive really to get to the South Island. Unless you're going down to Wellington area, then you might as well jump on a plane and go down to South Island and get a hire car. Because if you're say in Auckland, you're trying to go down to South Island, you're talking about like a 9-10 hour drive just to get to the port, to get onto the boat to go over, which is also a several hour trip. So it's best to jump on a plane and get a hire car down there and go to where you want. Hey Sion, how's it going? Yeah, well, we've done a few little things, tinkering around some stuff. Right, let's open the sinker up and have a look. I did click the thing to change views, but it hasn't done it yet. OBS is being a stubborn bastard again. Come on, OBS. I might have to restart if it doesn't switch. Bloody program. I wish they'd do an update to fix this problem. From Sydney, what about NZ? Visiting 5-6 places. Oh yeah. This end's got some really great scenery. It's a really nice, you know, visually appealing country. It looks really nice. It's great. Which is why it gets featured in a lot of movies and stuff. Must go. You've got a BH curve tracer. You've got to build a BH curve tracer by tomorrow. Well, good luck. Catch you later. Thanks for dropping by. IBS. Yeah, the upper part of the South Island there. It's got the fjords there. Yeah. So there's the tiny pico stuff going then, Sion. Because you imagine you're flat out trying to build stuff. Did you get that pick and place thing sorted out? Palm trees, yeah, there's palm trees here. It's warm enough for those. Hey, OBS finally switched over. Excellent. Took it long enough. Right. Let's open her up. You see, on the last time I looked at your crowd, was it? What's that bloody site called? I've forgotten now. Your tiny picos on had like $18,000 worth or something, so that's pretty good. Good to see it's really successful. It's probably more than that by now. Certainly helps to pay for the machine, doesn't it? Alright, so what we've got in here, try and get some way you can see it. So you've got some bigger electrolytics in here, wax. It's like the wax ones. So it's all self-contained on the switches here, as you can see. You've got some electrolytics here, or something. Are those electrolytics or just plain caps? There's plain caps. So the wax capacitors up here. And then obviously electrolytics down here. And you've got some interesting ones in this area, it's like resistors. So those would be discharge resistors for draining the capacitors out. So it does some weird combination. Each one's got like, there's 3 leads going to this one. There's, how many wires going that one's at 5? Yeah, 5 wires going to that cap. And 5 wires going into the other cap. So they're like multiple caps. Multi-taps, I suppose. So those are quite interesting. So that's why this is a bit hard to just redo, because you've got to completely rejigger the whole system. So you've got some quarter watts, I think they are anyway. It might be 2 watt, is it? Half watt and 2 watt, is it? So what? 1 watt and half watt resistors on that one. It's a bit high up, isn't it? Let's drop down slightly. These are 20 watt resistors. And 600 volt caps. That bit. So yeah. So those are the big resistors here in that block. So those are those. What did I say they were? 20 watt resistors. Yeah, 20 watts in that block there. So pretty impressive, aren't they? So yeah, I do want to refurbish this thing. I do want to do a video on it. I don't know what this cap's going to be like. I mean, these are, say, wax capacitors, so they may be bad. I should test them, but the main thing is these electrolytics. I can even say the word electrolytics, because say multiple taps, I have to basically reverse engineer this. I haven't been able to find a manual for it. I found a similar model, but not exactly the same one. So not finding a manual was a bit of a hindrance. I think that's kind of where I stopped actually, because I couldn't find a manual for it. I wasn't sure about how to proceed with that. So I found a similar one, but it was I different model, but I think it has the same kind of design. But I haven't actually sat down and cross-checked it to see if it actually is the same or not. So yeah, this is quite an old bit of gear. This. I think it's the 70s as well. I think it was like mid-70s or something like that. Yeah. It's got a serial number there, 207850. So yeah, I do want to restore this anyway. I do need to work on that and get it all, so it's all nice. It's got a missing foot. Just notice it wobbles. No, nothing that's a big deal. Putting your feet on it. Okay, catch up with chat. Swap back. Yeah, I'm slammed. P&P is on the way. Excellent. Okay, thanks, Sion. Catch you later, mate. Oh, I guess you've probably already gone by now. Be right back. Food. Nice. Going a bit more now. 33 days to go. So this is basically a substitution unit. I can get, you can get capacitor substitution boxes, resistor substitution boxes. That's basically what this is. It's a combination unit. So it does resistors of different values, different wattages, generic capacitors, high voltage caps, and electrolytic caps, which also has a discharge function on it as well. So it's just a substitution box, but it's got a weird configuration with the electrolytics, as you saw. Signal sales are killing, so catch you later. Okay, thanks, Rob. Catch you later, mate. Let us know when we get those things. I think I'll have a look at too. Those new bits of test gear. Can't wait to get my hands on some more stuff, as always. The thing called done some interesting bits of gear, you know. So, what's that gone? I'll put that somewhere. I'll have to put it in the garage. That meter I was looking at before, that transistor tester, which had the blown scale, the actual meter itself was bad, which I did in the live stream before, and then I did a video on it later on as well. So that was a bit of a shame. That was blown, but that was would have been a nice little bit of interesting gear. How functional it really is in modern day, probably not. I mean, I've got that. What's it called? I've got a transistor tester anyway, little one. I've got the name of it. So that pretty much replaces it anyway. Yeah. So, have I tested the components yet? No, not yet. I haven't done any testing on it at all. I've only done it like open it up. I think it's the second time I've opened it. I'm pretty sure I opened it up when I got it on the mailbag originally. $30 millivolts. Good question. Pretty sure it's peak to peak. $61 electronics says again. Yeah, I mean, I've seen Syncore stuff around. I've looked at it. It's like, oh, it's not bad, you know. I've been tempted to buy a few bits of pieces. I bought a couple of bits, but because it's old stuff, you're not quite sure what you're getting. You know, is it still going to be alright or? Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Rob. Yeah, looking forward to getting our hands on those Teslas, those loads. See what kind of job they do. have a play around with one. It'd be nice. I mean, the CB stuff, I just set my thing to say up at that level, at that frequency at 1 kHz, and that level, and it just does it. So I'm pretty sure it's peak to peak. I don't do as much radio work as I used to, so I'm a bit rusty with it as well. So I haven't really done much CB stuff in the past year. I think I've done 1, 2, something like that. It's not a big thing over here anymore. Like some other countries like the US where it's still quite a big thing. Here it's pretty dead, so I do very little radio work these days. I don't even promote it, I don't advertise or anything like that, just people might contact me through my Radio Mod site from time to time and say, hey, can you have a look at my radio for me? And that's pretty much it. Or people will give, I'll suddenly get a text or a phone call out of the blue from someone who's been given my number from someone else I've done work for. You know, that's pretty much it, word of mouth. Cool, so looked at that. Oh, it's 2.5 hour stream. Is that long enough, you reckon? You think it's long enough? I don't know what else am I playing with. There's something else I was going to talk about too. I know there's something else I was going to talk about. I really should make myself a little script or something, little notes, you know, things that come to mind as I think of them and note them down so I'm able to talk about them. Oh, a little audio generator, yeah. Easy enough to do, eh? A little switch, TXI switch, yeah. I mean, that's how I did things. I used to have, before I had some proper desk gear, I'd do little things like that many years ago. You know, it works fine as long as you've got the right levels going in. Now, what I did is I just put an adjuster on the front so I could, on the box I built at the time, which actually I'm not sure what it is. I don't know where it is. It's around somewhere. I've still got it somewhere. So I just had an audio generator, 1 kHz tone generator with a level and control on the front, and I'll just adjust it up to be the right level when it's connected to the radio. North Macedonia is in top place. Don't talk about the Aussie election. What Aussie election? The Solder Monster. I saw he did a video on that SDG Electronics, I think it was. He did a video yesterday comparing all these different solders. He had this whole bunch of them. He must have had, I don't know, 30 different solders. And he didn't compare every one, but he compared like similar ones when I chose particular ones out of the set and did some comparisons, and it basically came out inconclusive. They all flow quite well apparently, apart from one of them which looked really suspicious. Macedonia, eh? Your birthplace. Cool. So yeah, that's now with that solder thing. With that, I don't know how many of you actually saw that video I did with the RS refusing to sell me leaded solder. I'm suspicious about something else going on there too. Like, when I did a search on Google for 6040 multi-core solder or something. I can't remember exactly what they use as a search term. And the RS website from Australia, the Australian version website, came up. And I went and had a look. I was doing something. I was trying to find the one I purchased actually, and that's why I was trying to do it that way. Just try and find it quickly. And I thought, that's strange. New Zealand dollar to Australian dollar is actually quite close dollar to dollar. It's not much in it, right? It's very similar. And I think, why is this only like 40 odd dollars Australian? When on the New Zealand website it was $97. It's like almost twice the price. I'm not 100% sure exactly the same solder. Didn't have the same part number, well, I didn't have the same RS part number, but I didn't check the manufacturer part number. So it was the same weight, the same specs as the solder which I was trying to buy from RS. It's almost as though if you're in Australia, you can buy the same solder for half the price you can buy it from in New Zealand. I could be wrong, but that's the way it appeared at the time. I didn't dig too deeply into it at the time, but I thought that's interesting. Mostly worked on Cobras. Yeah, I've done a range of stuff. Unidens, Cobra, GME, some of the brands you probably haven't heard of. Cybernet radios, Rotel, Audio Line. Oh, loads of them. But yeah, some UK radios. The president, obviously. Yeah. JCar is your local go-to. I bought some solder from JCar. So what I was trying to buy was multi-core solder because I've used it and I quite like multi-core solder. It works quite well for me. I quite like that formulation, I suppose. So I was trying to buy thinner because the stuff I've got right now, I think it's 1.6, is it? 1.2 mil. Right, this is what I'm using most of the time these days. Right, 1.2 mil, but it's a bit thick. So I was trying to find 0.7 mil multi-core, 60/40, right? And RS had it. I thought, oh, I'll get it from RS because at least I know I can trust it. And JCars don't have the multi-core. They have Duratec. I think it was called Duratec. So when RS wouldn't sell me that, I went to Element 14. I purchased solder from Element 14. That's arrived. I've got it here on the shelf. And I also purchased solder from JCars. Arrow.com. I keep meaning to use that. Yeah, 0.7 mil is what I'm going to. The stuff to purchase is 0.7 mil. 1.2 is a bit thick. I've heard of it, and I think I've looked at it in the past, but I keep forgetting about this site. I'll just have a quick look. Let it load up. Yeah, Duratec. Yeah. So I purchased Duratec solder from JCars. I bought 1 kilo of Duratec. I think I got it right. And then I purchased two 500-gram rolls of multi-core solder from Element 14. So I've got 2 kilos of leaded solder sitting on the shelf. And I've tried the Duratec, gave it a little go, and it seemed to work fine. You know, it's alright. Didn't have any issues with it soldering or flux or anything like that, seemed fine. So where's Arrow? Is that in the US? Because there may be international shipping costs. I'm not familiar, so I'm not sure. So we'll look around the site and see what they got. Just split this window out, that way you can see what I'm doing. How's that? Put a new window. I'll move up to the top window up there and I'll be able to show you what I'm looking at, instead of me just talking, looking at the screen. Move it up there. Change screens. If OBS will switch for me, it's currently not switching. Gosh, why would it? It'll change over in a minute. Meanwhile, look. There we go. Change over finally. Okay, so the first category set up. Test the measurement. Let's have a look in here. That's always one of my favourite categories. DC electronic loads. Spectrum analyzers. Okay. It's a fairly serious company then, if it's got those kinds of things in it. Let's broaden this one up a little bit. That's nice. Little pop-up preview. It looks very similar to mine. This is the actual BK Precision one, though, isn't it? Mine's the fake one. That's a 300 watt. Yeah, it's the same as mine. Mine's 300 watts, but mine's the fake, like BK Precision knockoff. $1,185. Wow. Is that US dollars too? I can't remember. Yeah, it's US dollars. Doesn't have New Zealand dollars. That's a rip-off. Okay, that's fine. I use US anyway. It's about 1.5 times. Alright, so it looks alright. No, clicked on the thing. Test measurements, go back there again. Let's see what we got. I haven't looked at the site before, I think. Not for a long time if I've looked at it before, I'm not sure. Yeah, still generator, see what we've got there. They've kissed the solder, oh yeah. IRIS is in the UK. IRIS is based, well, the head office is in the UK, but they've got offices in Australia as well. And there was one in New Zealand, but I think that's basically now mail order only. Oh, it broke. There we go. Interesting. Little glitch. Vogel generators, BK. Teledyne Corey. Lilliput. Interesting, is that like a Chinese knockoff or something? Chinese one. Not sure. Not familiar with that brand. Interesting. Yeah, so I got some interesting stuff to look at anyway. I was on North Shore. You're still here, Rob? I thought you were going. They're on North Shore. Really? Do they have a New Zealand site as well? No, they don't have a New Zealand site. Interesting. You're in Sydney, you get free shipping, aren't you? Yeah, we're going to get funny about selling those solder, so that's why I'm stocking up. I'm going to get some more actually. I'm going to buy more. I'm not sure 2 kilos is enough. I'm going to stock up and keep it to one side. I put them in bags as well, so it's in relatively airtight environments. Just to help them as well, so it should last longer. So an argument over lead free and leaded. Yeah. Well, that TV I was working on yesterday, which I don't. Were you here then? I can't remember if you missed that or not. Actually, I should pull the video up and I'll show you it. I'll pull up the piece of video which I recorded yesterday, and I'll show you what I was looking at. Let's try and find it. Here we go. Straight to it. That's interesting. Get back to the top screen again. Just a video recorded yesterday, or last night, fixing a TV, which I didn't actually think was really actually fixing. So this is the power supply of my Samsung TV. And this is lead-free solder. And it all looked fine. Let's try and find a bit we can see the back of the board. There you go. And I was having a really good look around this board and I couldn't see any bad joints. Everything looked fine. But the TV was noisy, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video there, of this stream. The TV was noisy, you hear crackling and buzzing and stuff like that, and The TV itself works fine, but it's interfering with the digital video recorder. It's interfering with another device, strangely. And what I ended up doing is I went around and resoldered all these big joints, like these ones here. I don't know whether you can see that on the screen there. The bridge rectifier, all these devices like MOSFETs and diodes and stuff like that, all on here. Resoldered these, transformer legs, all these big chunky legs and all these devices, and anything substantial which is through hole, I resoldered all those. And then I put it back together again, the problem was gone. And every single joint I've resoldered, I looked at, and they all looked fine. Not one of them looked bad. And yet resoldering them fixed the problem. So what does that say? You know? There's a couple of caps in the middle of the board around here somewhere there were. I took those out because I got weird readings off them. I took them out the board and then they're alright. I'll have to get that later on. Not going to answer it now. So yeah, I couldn't really do much with that. There's nothing obvious with the board. I looked at it really closely and there's nothing. And the caps were fine. Put them back in. Actually, put them back in the board and it's fine. I took them out. They measured fine. So yeah, that's what fixed that. But so this is a video you'll see soon of that thing. Yeah. So I don't think. No, I don't own any lead-free solder. I don't even have any. All the stuff I've got is leaded. Because I just don't like lead-free. It's just... Yeah. I mean, the debate for me... I don't have an issue with the lack of lead as such. But I think the issue is that it's a false economy. Or false environmental improvement. Yes, you're moving lead from it. However, you're creating much more failure, right? Electronics are failing sooner, and things are being thrown away unnecessarily just because the solder's not good enough. You know, the manufacturers are using lead-free in order to meet the environmental obligations, but then products are failing sooner, which means they can make more products. So you're throwing that away, which is all that waste of the disposal of that. But then you've got a new product being made, which creates more waste in making that new product. You know, see, instead of getting a TV which lasts you 10 years, you might get one that lasts you 4 or 5 years if you're lucky. Yeah. Arrows in New Zealand. Arrow Components. NZ. Okay. I think military and medical are the only things which are still leaded. And NASA. Because they don't want things breaking in orbit. That's my understanding. I'm not an expert. But. Arrow Components. Okay, let's look that up. Arrow Components Christchurch. That's on the yellow pages though. That's not what I'm looking for as an advert. In Newmarket. Okay, so you actually got one in an office. And just go to the main website. Okay, so the arrow.com is like the universal, well, the worldwide site, and it's obviously distributed from Auckland. That's cool. I will need to look into that in more detail. That'd be good. Right. Yeah, lead-free just looks dull, so you can't tell. Like, obviously leaded solder, if it looks dull, you think, oh, it's a bad joint. Lead-free, you can't tell. So maybe a bad joint, it still looks the same, I don't know. Well, I've seen many failures from stuff using lead-free solder, and it's just been solder joints. I've seen quite a few, and it's just bad solder joints from the lead-free. So, yeah, I don't trust it. I've certainly seen a high incidence rate of lead-free equipment with bad joints than I have with leaded equipment with bad joints. I think I've got some lead-free solder paste. I think. Which I'm not even sure I've even used it, actually. It's got a sticker over it as well, of course. Oh no, it is leaded. It's 6337. This stuff. Tiny little tub. Chinese stuff. Which just won't focus on, I'm sure. Probably not. Anyway, it's this Mechanics brand. It just seems okay. I had some Mechanics solder as well, and it seemed right. Yeah, I mean, I just don't like it based on my own experience. I mean, I've seen more failures with lead-free than I have leaded. So, that's just my experience of it. So, which is why I'm basing that opinion on my experience. I mean, if lead-free was as good as leaded, or I didn't see as many failures, so if, I saw less failures, be better. Great. But that's not what I've been observing myself. Okay, there we go. Enterprise computing, electronic components. Okay, so you've got electronic components in Auckland and in Christchurch. Okay, so you've got both islands covered. That's surprising, actually. Wow. So I've got two offices, and I haven't really heard of them. Not much, anyway, I think, well, I'd heard of them, but I hadn't actually done anything with them. They're not really promoted, are they? They seem to have a lot of stuff. Whether they have it in stock locally, it doesn't matter. But like OS, where it's imported. I don't know. I imagine they do hold local stock. Okay, cool. I might try ordering something from them next time. Been in your fridge for years. Yeah. Well, lead-free is lead-free. I mean, it's just needs high temperatures. One of the reasons I like leaded is because if I'm working on something which is lead-free, like all the MacBook stuff, it's all lead-free, right? If you're doing rework, you can use leaded stuff on it, and it makes removing it, like you can put leaded over the top and makes its melting temperature lower. Then you're using hot air, you can get that part off easier without affecting the parts around it. It gives you a bit of an easier working window. So that's what I like about it too, is it makes reworking easier, because you can then use it to your advantage and make it easier to get parts of boards without ruining everything else around it. Use lower temperatures. So I actually want to get some lower temperature stuff than that. Got to find some actually. I wonder if Arrow's got it. Now we're looking at it. So I've got the 6040 is sort of around 183 degrees C. But I want something lower than that. Sometimes that's having something lower would be even nicer. Guess what I was telling you, that it's had more liquid flux. I'm not sure what date's on my one actually. I mean, I've had this for a while. I've had it sitting in the drawer, right? I've had this sitting in a drawer for a year, probably. Here we go. Oh, okay. I don't forget to see this. Can you see that? Come on, focus. Focus on it, you bastard. Focus on this. Wants to focus on anything other than the thing I want it to focus on. Come on. Ah, it's ridiculous. Anyway, I'll tell you instead then. This is SP50. Manufactured in April 2017. Shelf life 1 year. So it's already 2 years old. And I haven't even used it yet. Yeah. It's only got a tab too. Quick chip. Is it quick chip or chip quick? I've heard chip quick used. Is that right? Oh yeah. Chip quick, yeah, that's it. That's what I thought it was. So I actually want to get some of that because sometimes you just need that little bit extra help to get something off the board. Do you think it's quite overrated? Yeah, I just want something that's lower melt temperature. I think chip quick was quite. I looked into it a while ago. I think it was a bit expensive, and I just wanted something that's a lower melt temperature. Yeah, I think that's probably why I didn't buy it at the time because it was a bit expensive. I didn't really think it was worth the money because I think for what you purchased versus the cost, it was way too expensive. I'm not really familiar with Triax, so I can't be much help there. Maybe someone else will be able to help you there with that Jazzy Jeffrey. 0.5 volts on 2 outside pins, and nothing on middle pin or outside pins. And outside pins. I'd imagine you should see 2 diode junctions, but I could be wrong. Monster cables are suffering. Monster cable, yeah. Oh, the old monster cables. That brings back some thoughts. Well, if the Triac, I don't know if the Triac would be triggered by the voltage from the diode test mode, would it? Would that turn it on? That's not something I play with. I'm not really familiar with Triac, so I can't really give any advice on that. Yeah, because it's got like a threshold. It turns on, and it conducts, and then when it drops off again, it turns off again, doesn't it? So it basically does square it. There's a zero cross point, and it shuts off again, doesn't it? And then turns on the other way. No, something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, it's not something I'm familiar with. Shit, crinkles up a lot, doesn't it? It's always crinkled. Mind you, this is like an extra large, it's actually a little bit big. So what did the set number was for that triac? Z0. I don't even recognise that number. SparkFun has them. Okay. Or Mauser. Oh, it's a small little thing. Surface mount job. So you've got... Okay, well if you've got diode drop in both directions between pin 1 and 3, the out of the pins, if you've got, you swap the leads around, you get the same diode drop, it's probably alright. Because it means you've got the diode junctions in there. What's the gate threshold? Trying to find the on power, the on voltage. I'm not sure. So I'm not that familiar with them. So I'll see information about it. I'll probably come back to the chat and find that someone's already answered it. Gate trigger current 3 milliamps. You need to have at least 3 milliamps going through the gate in order to turn the thing on. Latching current is 7 milliamps. Holding current 7 milliamps. Gate trigger voltage. It's got different circumstances, but it looks like it's about 1.3 volts as well. So at least 1.3 volts and probably at least 7 milliamps in order to get the thing to turn on, if that helps. That's what I can interpret, but I could be wrong. Yeah, silver solder is what I was also thinking about getting as well, Rob. I was thinking about silver solder. It does seem to give a nicer joint as well. It looks like you get a nicer, shinier joint. So I'm thinking about getting some silver stuff. I don't mind paying a bit extra. The Netherlands won Eurovision. Yeah, so I said I'm not that familiar with triac, so I'm guessing. I could be completely off with what I'm saying there. I'm still reading the data sheet. Oh, it's different packages as well. Could be a TO92 package as well. Okay, it's not necessarily service mount. Right, close that. Finish looking at it now. So yeah, that's what I can tell you. That's about it. We're not to guess with triacs and mains either. No. Let's make sure it's got a fuse. A very small fuse. Weird. I still don't understand the whole Eurovision thing. I don't know. Pico PSU. I'm not familiar with that. Now I'm going to have to go look it up. Really? Okay. Interesting concept. I'm not sure how good the quality of the power supply would be, though, from one of those. Because ATX power supplies that aren't that quiet. That there's obviously some smoothing and stuff in there, but you'll need to make sure you've got a sufficient load across them. Otherwise, sometimes they don't turn on reliably, or they'll shut off because the load's not great enough. So I don't know if it's got a built-in load as well, in order to ensure the power supply doesn't shut off. Interesting concept. I mean, sure, it's convenient for DIY and little, you know, hobbyists who just want something quick and dirty, which has got high current. Cool. Yeah, I think I might have seen this mentioned actually somewhere. Yeah. Interesting thing. What's actually on that board is a fuse. I can see an inductor, a couple of caps, a couple of diodes, well, a diode, obviously a power LED with a resistor for voltage drop. There's another diode there. Trying to see it, but not a great picture I'm looking at. It does not. There's actually much on that board either. Well, my chat just flew up. I've got a bit catching up to do. Okay. 160 watts. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That's a lot of current from a 12 volt supply. Well, it probably means 160 watts total between a 5 volt and 12 volt rails. 5 volt rails usually not nowhere near that. It's usually 12 volt takes most of the current. It needs an external 12 volt power brick too. That's interesting. Why does it need a power brick as well? Okay, Chris, thanks for dropping by. Catch you later. Interesting. I mean, ATX supplies have a 5 volt rail which it's like a standby power. Pretty sure there's a 5 volt rail there which is always on, and then you can link between that and the power on circuit, got a loop on there, will power up the power supply. So I'm surprised it actually needs an external converter. We should be able to get 5 volt thing running off that, so when you plug it in, it links it and turns the thing on. Interesting. Interesting thing. I'll chuck this on the top screen so you can see it. So everyone knows what we're talking about. Should have done it before, shouldn't I? Although it's not a great picture, it's very small. I'll try and find another one. Still waiting for OBS to switch over. Clicked the thing a little while ago. Okay, it's on Amazon as well. I actually have an Amazon shop. No one's bought anything off it yet, but I think I might have sold one thing. I think I might add it to my shop. Tools and equipment, you reckon? Or computing? There's a lot of categories that got set up in my store there. Test equipment? I think I'm going to put in the tools and equipment, the test equipment. Barely. So it's on my Amazon store now. Alright. Hey, OBS switched over. Okay, let's kick this other one out. It's got better pictures. Alright, so we've got a couple of diodes in there. Inductor. A couple of, well, there's MOSFETs there. There's two chips, MOSFETs. Minibox.com. Okay. Can't quite see. Oh, those 3 pins are drawn together, I think. Yeah, 3 pins are drawn together, so that's a MOSFET. Alright. There's the back of the board. That looks different to one I was looking just now. This one here is different, isn't it? Very different. That's interesting. LM2642. Oh, I'm not sure what it is offhand. And is that more MOSFETs? Yes, it is, more MOSFETs. Interesting thing. This one's 150 watts. Oh, 150 watts, there you go. Yeah. Interesting. And this one doesn't seem to have a huge amount there. What's this one? This can't be right. Sure, it's plugged into the motherboard. What? I thought it's supposed to plug into the power supply. Or am I missing something here? Or is that a pass-through? How does this thing work? Yeah, that's just bloody plug, isn't it? That goes to the motherboard. Okay, what am I missing here, guys? It doesn't seem right to me. That's a weird looking thing. Oh, am I thinking this is the wrong way around? I'm confusing myself with this. I'm thinking this wrong. Right. Oh dear, the window. I've lost the other window I had. Up in there. Did I close it? What's that on? Right, now I get it. Now I get it. Okay. So I was thinking this is something plugged into a power supply, an ATX power supply, which well then you could use to generate 5 volt and 12 volt rails in order for like a substitute lead power supply. Obviously, it's not doing that. It's the other way around. It's doing something different. Am I getting it right? I don't know if I'm getting this right or not. So it's just generating power. Oh, okay, right. Now I get what it is. At least this one, anyway. The other I was looking at, which I now lost. Okay, so you got. I should put it under computing then, shouldn't I? Not bloody test gear. Damn it. So you got 12 volts coming in. Goes in this. It's got some buck converters on there, and that'll drop it down to 5 volts, and outputs 12 volts, 5 volts to this stuff. Now I understand what it's about. Okay. 12 volt pass through. Yeah. 3.3 volts. So yeah. Yeah. I'm not sure these wires from this jack here could handle that kind of power though. You're pushing it. So that'd be like, talking 10 amps, 10 to 12 amps to that cable. I think that's a bit much. Hi, Brandon's going. Right. Okay. So when it comes to computers, I know they're very noise sensitive, so any kind of noise from switching could potentially be a problem. I mean, there's not much capacitance on this board. All right, you've only got a little bit here, 180 microfarad. So that's not much smoothing. And normally, if you look at an ATX power supply, which are switch mode supplies and who's switching in there, which is kind of what these things are doing, then there's big capacitors in there because the capacitance has to be relative to the amount of current being drawn from it, obviously. So I'd be worried about how much noise comes out of these things when they're under load, because you probably find when you've got a big load on it, it'll get quite noisy. There's no electrolytics on the latest board. Is that other one on Amazon just then? What happened to that bloody link I had before? Where's that gone? Let's try and find it again. Oh, there we go. Right. I should have put under computing, shouldn't I? Not bloody test gear. Never mind. I'll see if I can change it. So yeah, there is an electrolytic on this one. 39 microfarad. 16 volts. That's only on the main supply coming in, most likely then. On the main 12 volt rail. On the back of the board, there goes another one there. Another 39 microfarad. So it's got two electrolytics on this board. Probably should have read the spiel on it, shouldn't I? Yeah. Yeah, be worried about noise. I mean, my experience with computing stuff, like this is industrial computers with noisy power supplies, is that they don't like noisy power supplies. It can cause all kinds of data issues where it's trying to read data between sections, and your noise can cause it to create garbage basically, and it just won't read properly. So I'm very conscious of noise on computing systems. It's very critical. Even a little bit of noise can cause all kinds of problems. I've seen power supplies which you measure them with a multimeter, look fine. They check the ripple, they look fine, but they're screwing up the computer. This is industrial gear, like rack mount, like frame mount power supplies, 24-volt supplies, stuff like 5-volt supplies, and the noise coming out of the power supply is enough to screw up the computer, even though when you measured it at the multimeter, it seemed fine. So yeah, it might be right. It depends what you're doing it for, I suppose. Any CB repairs in the pipeline? Well, kind of. I've always got stuff there. I've got a couple of radios on the bench right now, actually. Let's just change views. Just out of sight, isn't it? Of course it is. There, it's 2 radios sitting right there. They're flood damage radios. So, they're ones I've started. I've got a box of a few more. I've got about 10 radios sitting around, which are my own ones, which got damaged in a flood. So eventually I'm going to get around to those, but the test gear kind of stuff is what I'm more interested in these days, rather than CB. So I do have CB stuff planned. I just haven't got around to it. There's no urgency on it, so be a bit slow getting it done. Have I seen the RTL SDR dongle stuff? Software defined radios. I did buy a software defined radio. I got one in my. Well, I've actually got a few of them. Are they software defined radios or are they something else? It's something like that anyway. You can control the output frequencies with them. I think they were SDRs. I did buy a few of them. They were quite cheap. I haven't played them yet. I'm sitting up in my storage boxes up there. I've got one for modules and it's in there. No, that URL came through alright. I didn't have to unblock that one. Yeah, it has blocked a couple of URLs today. I've had to allow them. It normally does block URLs, but for some reason let that one through. For some reason, why? Is it because you didn't put HTTP? Maybe. Maybe it's what allowed it. Brum, eh? Brum. That reminds me. I used to have a best friend at school many years ago because I was at school, and his nickname was Brum. I haven't heard from him for years since he left the UK. That's because of his name. It wasn't because of where he's from. His surname is Brummel, so everyone called him Brum. Last thing I knew is working in TV or something. Anyway. Right. Okay, I think I might call that a day, actually. I'm getting a bit sore throat from talking. As interesting as it's been. So yeah, I'm going to call it a day, I think. Going out to lunch, my stomach started growling as well. It's like, oh, it's nearly midday. It's like 11:30 in the morning. It's almost midday. It's close enough to lunchtime. Yeah, so thanks everyone dropping by. And make sure you give us a thumbs up before you go too. Give us another video. And anyone who once watched it without being part of the stream, then maybe you can catch the next one. And don't forget this is recorded for later for YouTube, so anyone watching now might be confused by that statement. And yeah, comment down below if you're not watching the live stream, but comment, watching the actual video. Avoid the perils of Eurovision and Brexit. Yeah. Okay. Catch you later, Ian. So catch you later. Everyone else, Brian and a lot. And I'm not sure when the next live stream will be, but I'll let you know. I'll try and give you more notice next time. Catch you later. Maybe I'll do an oscilloscope or something next time, or maybe a spectrum analyzer. Hey, David.